Good morning. It is Wednesday, October the 15th. So half of this month is over. And me and my little buddy here, he's going to get down now. He saw me walking in here and he got excited and ran over there, but now he's got to come over here and lay under my desk. Hope you're having a great morning. The sun is shining here and it's going to be another beautiful day. And we're just trying to soak in all of these beautiful fall days, because before you know it, it's going to be winter time. Today I pray that I can honor God's name by being an example of love in action. Can we be an example of God's love in action? We're going to have to try to be. Let me tell you, my husband called this morning at 6:30. He calls about every morning at 6:30. He's still at the nursing home / rehab. It's a nursing home. And I could hear the awfulest blaring in the background every once. And I said, what is that? What is going on that it's so loud? Well, his roommate, who I think has probably had a stroke, and he tries to talk to you sometimes, and he's just pitiful, really pitiful. But he has a TV, and he always has the volume completely down where you cannot hear anything at all. My husband said about 1 o'clock this morning, he turned the volume as loud as it will go. And the nurses came in there and turned it down. And then when they left, he turned it back up. So my husband has not had any sleep hardly all night, which he doesn't much anyway, he says. You know, it's just a sad situation. Please remember him in prayer. He walked more yesterday. He's having trouble. He doesn't have the strength in his arms to push himself up out of the wheelchair to stand up. So hopefully he can get some strength in his arms. It's just it's just sad out there. It's just so sad. But aren't we thankful that there's places like that people can go to get help, or some people can go live, because they are good to them. I have never seen anyone raise a voice to anybody, and I'm out there twice a day. But it's just a sad place. But continued prayers in that situation. Hey, this upper room says peace in troubled times. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers them from all. Isn't that consoling? Isn't that peaceful to feel like that you know that He is going to deliver us from all our problems? The thought for the day: the Lord is near to me in my brokenness. I feel broken sometimes, don't you? I feel a little broken right now. The prayer is: dear Lord, in our moments of struggle and brokenness, may we find solace in your attentive presence. Hear our cries, deliver us from troubles, and be our refuge. Before I go any further, I want to talk about, for a second, the secret garden. Yesterday, my plan was, since that was Tuesday, that I was going to record 2 chapters of The Secret Garden and then 1 tomorrow for Thursday, and that's the end of the book. But you know, sometimes life happens and we don't get done what we plan to get done. I couldn't hardly get the first chapter recorded. My phone was dinging. My girl was calling. She was texting. Just, you know, when it's convenient for her, she calls or texts. I like never got that first chapter done. And I finally thought, okay, time's getting away. I've got to go to the nursing home. I've got this. I had some things I had to do. So I will just record a chapter later. And I didn't, because I could not get time to without being interrupted. So anyway, I did get the one chapter done, so I hope you enjoyed that. In my opinion, which nobody asked me, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, we could have done without the majority of that chapter, because it's talking about from the viewpoint of the robin, and I didn't really care about that viewpoint. So actually, that chapter could have almost been left out, unless some of you saw some deep meaning in it. I wanted to see a little more action going on, but nobody asked me. But anyway, we're almost finished with that book, and it has been a great book. I have really enjoyed it. We have got some prayer requests that I want to say right now. Someone asked for prayer for women's safety. Now, she didn't say specifically what, but let's just remember that. Women's safety, because it is a very unsettling world we live in, and scary and unsafe many times. Now, one of our Pams is having some surgery. I think it's next Tuesday. So let's make sure and remember her. Life with Patti. You know, I love Patti. Her husband's in rehab. Another Patti, her husband's declining. Kara she's had surgery and has been in just unbelievable pain. Let's remember her, and hopefully today that's better, Kara. I've already been praying about that. So many prayers. So many prayers. Hey, I did go to Walmart with my friend on Monday. We went to Walmart. We ate at Zaxby's because they've got a delicious chicken sandwich and fries. And I want you to know that I ate about half of that. I mean, I just wasn't that hungry because I had a breakfast out of the air fryer. I brought about half of that home with me. And so yesterday, I thought I'm just going to warm that up for my lunch. I just put it in the refrigerator. I took those fries and put them in the air fryer and probably warmed them up 2 or 3 minutes. I promise you, they were as good as they were the first time I had them. And then I just put the chicken sandwich in the microwave while the fries, because, you know, it would take longer for the inside of the chicken to get warmed up. If you're not using that air fryer, honey, get it out and use it. Try it. You'll like it. If I didn't make a cake, I'd get rid of the oven. Now, I haven't done biscuits, or I may have tried biscuits one time and didn't do too good. But anyway, let me tell you. Well, wait, I was telling you about my trip to Walmart. I only spent about $150. I cannot get out there. I cannot get out of Walmart for less than $100. But yesterday, I got 2 boxes of puppy pee pads because my baby is trained to use the bathroom in the house. I train my dogs anytime to pee on pads because I can't just, when I had those little Shih Tzus, I couldn't just let them out in the yard by themselves. There's too much coyotes and stuff around here. So I've always trained them to pee on the pad. So I got 2 boxes of pads. I just got doggy treats, all kinds of stuff, and nothing to eat. I was going to get bananas and some strawberries, but I didn't because we were going to eat and I didn't want to. It was pretty hot. Anyway, we had a great time. I don't have any really big tales to tell you about my Walmart trip, but I do want to tell you about this shirt. Do you remember a while back I went to the consignment store and I bought that lady gave me my money for stuff that I had taken, and she laid out the money for me. So I said, well, I'm going to look around, and I found 3 shirts. Now, this is the first time I've had this one on. It's just buttoned up. I feel like a pumpkin in it, but it feels pretty good. But it had to be ironed, and that's kind of against my religion. So the other day, one of the shirts, it was kind of a nylon, it's kind of slick, which I don't really, really like that material, but it was hot one day, and I thought 3/4 length sleeves, and it was kind of a beige background and just a little brown tiny dots or something on it. And I thought, I'm going to wear that today, and so I got it down off the hanger and started to put it on. Well, here on the sleeve was a rip from about here to here. Now, I'm sure the people at the consignment store did not see that rip, but I'm sure that the person that took the shirt to the consignment store knew the rip was there. Now, I'll admit I just paid like $6.75 for that shirt, but when I saw that rip, this is what went through my mind. Number one, I have no sewing machine because I sold it about 3 years ago for $50. It was just like brand new because I don't want to sew. Number two, it would not be worth me getting out a needle and thread and trying to thread the needle. I'd be mad by the time I got that needle threaded. And I ain't going to sew up nothing like that because it would look awful, that slick material. So you know what I did? I wadded that up in a wad, and I threw it in the trash can. And don't tell anybody, because I felt a little bit bad about it. Because, I am not wasteful. But I was not going to fix that shirt. That, Grandma Lois, is why I don't like to buy at consignment stores. Because so many times there's something wrong, and you don't see it till you get home, and that's too late. You've done spent your bucks on it. This one may have a hole in it. I don't know. I didn't really check it, but I don't think it does. But I think I'll wear this today. Hey, me and my friend are going to go to Pizza Hut today and eat a personal pan pizza and a small side salad, and they're very good. The last time we went, we couldn't hardly get waited on, but we still had a good time just being together and getting to chit-chat. So I ended up throwing away $6.75 when I threw that blouse away, but I ain't going to worry about it. Hey, do you remember years ago, they had this commercial for Downy softener, clothes softener. And I always thought that smelled so good, that April fresh smell. Years ago, on TV, we would see that commercial just all the time. And my husband worked on construction. He would get so hot and sweaty. And I'll tell you what made me think of this. He would put on his shirt like of a morning to go to work, and he would go, I love that Downy Fresh softness she puts in my clothes. And we would get a laugh out of that. Well, yesterday I washed the quilts on my bed. I told you I sleep between 2 quilts. I don't sleep between sheets. And I washed both of those. And I've kind of started using Downy a little bit more than I used to. And when I got in bed last night and pulled that quilt up over me, and I don't have hardly any smell at all, any normal smell, I could faintly smell that Downy Fresh softness. And that's what it made me think of, was that years ago when he would go to work, and just think, whenever he got up in the morning, of course he was clean, put on that clean shirt, and it smelled so good. And then when he went to work and he come home and he was so sweaty and dirty, and just a sweet memory that I enjoyed thinking about. Now, yesterday, when we were at Zaxby's, there was a lot of people in there. Was yesterday? It was Monday, I think we went. It was Monday we went, not yesterday. And here it was everywhere it was Columbus Day, and the kids didn't have to go to school, but the teachers went. So there was a lot of teachers in there. I could tell, eating lunch. And there was a group of guys over there that were eating lunch together, probably about 5 or 6 of them. And I looked over there, and I thought they had their eyes closed. And I thought, well, they're praying. And I thought, how sweet that those men, there's about 6 of them, were praying before their meal. Because I remember when my dad, if he ever went any place, like in McDonald's or anything with you, that you prayed before you ate. And you still see people do that today. And I looked over there and my heart just softened, thinking, here's these big men sitting there, and they're praying before their lunch. How sweet. And then I looked again, and you know what? They were looking down at their phones. And I got tickled because I thought, got to tell my YouTube friends there. Here we've got some religious men in here praying before they eat. And they were just looking down at their phones like we all do. It controls our life, does it not? Hey, I was going to tell you this. The other day, there's 2 videos that I had watched the other day, and I had them written down to show you, and then I forgot to tell you. Life with Patti. She did a video on 10 things I have learned on YouTube. I'll put that down in the description. Watch that. It's very interesting. Another one that was very interesting is Sandra Brown, Happiness Past 60. Do you need church to be saved? Someone had asked her that. She did a very good explanation. I think, well, we all have our own beliefs. And I'm not going to argue with anybody about how they believe. There's so many people that say, I'm saved, but I don't have to go to church. I can stay home and serve God. And they're perfectly healthy. They just choose not to go to church. They may choose not to go to church because so-and-so's there, and they know something that so-and-so did in their past, and that is a reason that they wouldn't go. Now, I don't know if that's going to hold up. That's up to you. If you feel like that's a legitimate reason not to go, that's up to you. But if we looked around at church, at the different people at church, we could probably find something wrong with about everybody there. And you could probably find something wrong with me and think, well, I'm not going to church there because she goes there and she did such and such. Now, I don't think we can live like that. But I may be wrong. But I know I used to work with this lady. And she never went to church as far as I knew. But she would want to argue with me that you didn't have to go to church. You could be saved and not go to church. And I thought, I'm not going to argue about it. But Sandra has some really good points on that. Watch that and see what you think. She has a lot of good videos. Sandra Brown, Happiness Past 60. But I think she's 82, but she looks 60. Hey, after I showed the doodling. Now, Grandma Lois, when I talked about doodling, I wasn't talking to her because I knew she wasn't going to doodle. She is too busy keeping the roads hot, going to Goodwill, going to this one and the yard sales and all this stuff. But Pam in Wisconsin, she's doodling. So see, some of us want to doodle, some of us don't doodle. I was watching just a little bit this morning about this lady that was like drawing some little birdhouses and making a bookmark. I don't know that I'm going to do that, but it was interesting. Hey, if you want to doodle, Just search for doodle videos. There's 10 zillion of them on there. And just watch one and see if you'd like to do it. If you don't, that's okay. Do you know what? I'm getting off here because I have got some rat killing to do today. What time is it? It's just 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, my husband calls at 6:30, so I try to get up and be prepared to talk to him and get some things done, wash the dishes up, made me some toast in the air fryer, and it was delicious, I'm sure. And I'm going to go eat lunch with my friend after a while at Pizza Hut, and that will be fun, but I need to go to the nursing home before then. Tomorrow, we've got a big meeting at the nursing home because my husband is only approved insurance. I mean, it's something all the time. And if you've ever been through this, you know what I'm talking about. He's approved through tomorrow. And then we have to apply for more days for him to stay. And they'll deny you. This lady's done told me this. She said they'll deny you. Then you've got to appeal it and ask for more days. It's just a never-ending thorn in the flesh. But I'm hoping that he's getting stronger. He is getting stronger. That he can come home and sit in his chair and watch TV and sleep in his bed. Wouldn't that be great? Hey, let's remember everybody that we've talked about, all of our prayer lists, continuously pray for them. Pray for our country. Pray for our lives, that we can be a light. Because sometimes we're the only light that the world can see. So we're supposed to be a light. And thank you for being here and for all your comments. I love your comments. And it seems like there's just some 1 or 2 new subscribers trickling in. I love it. I love to have some new people, and hopefully they can spread the word to other people. And what is today, Wednesday? I hope to see you on Friday, and I hope to get another chapter of The Secret Garden for you tomorrow. So I hope to see you Friday. Bye-bye.